We are standing on holy ground, and I know that there are angels all around. Let us praise Jesus now. We are standing in His presence. We are standing in His presence. We are standing in His presence on holy ground. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Your name is victory. All praise will rise to Christ our King.
This is the third recording I've done with Praise and Harmony, and I enjoy singing. We love to sing. It's a family affair. My wife and children are involved as well, and so we just enjoy doing it as a family unit.
This is my 10th album that I have done.
I think this is number 5 for me. 3. Plus regen, so a half.
Just 3.
Well, this is our second trip, but there's 2 on each one, so that is 4.
Cha-ching!
This is my second Praise and Harmony recording.
This is my 5th.
So I think that I've done all but maybe one album.
This is 8 and 9.
I don't know how many. I've lost count, but it's 10, 12, somewhere in the upwards of there.
Well, I've been on all but one of the recordings. I missed Glorious God. It has been a pleasure to be a part of this group.
I heard about Praise and Harmony. Some of the guys at church that lead singing use some of the music, and then also YouTube. Like, I watch the videos on YouTube, and they're just so encouraging to me. It's kind of nice to have other Christians that you see that are worshiping God, and you can worship with them and just be in that moment with them when they're praising God. So I play it in my home and in my car, and my kids listen to it.
Every time an album comes out, he wants the CD, the songbook, he wants all of it. Every single time. He keeps saying, we need to go sing, we need to go sing. And then after last summer, he participated in Regen.
The official gateway drug was the Regen Harmony Project. Some of our kids from home got together and had a group, and we went down to Denver City, and we snuck in and watched part of the recording, and it was overwhelming. That it was just like, oh my goodness, these kids sound amazing.
It was just a done deal. We just knew that we all needed to go. We wanted to go. We wanted to be a part of it.
So it kind of became a bucket list thing for me. Like, I had to do it, and I kept saying, I want to do it, I want to do it. And my husband finally encouraged me. He said, you should just do it and find somebody that wants to do it with you, and even if it's not at our congregation. And thankfully, some of the people at our congregation wanted to, and yeah, so we made it happen. So it's kind of like a dream come true.
We're here asking people what do you like most about Keith Lancaster?
Oh, he is a silver fox. Have you seen his hair? That's the best thing about him.
Silver fox, all right.
They make you feel like part of the family here. You know, it's my first time, and a lot of people who have been doing this for a while, they kind of recognize you as a new kid on the block, but everyone is so welcoming. And it's neat that Christians across the entire world, we can meet and not know each other, but because of the fact that we have one main thing in common, there's automatically a bond that's formed there.
Where was the first one? The Christmas album.
Yeah,
right?
In Houston, or outside of Houston, Friendswood.
Yeah, in Friendswood. That's where we met, I think.
Roughly, like just
and
a
we were
little
just
bit.
like, okay, cool. And then when we came to the second recording, we were like, we know each other. And so we sat next to each other. Like, every video that you have, like, music video,
we're like this.
And they're like, change up. And we're like, okay, we're moving
we're
together.
Like together,
go,
like
go, go.
bonded.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like
It's
it's been
awesome.
almost, a year since?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Months
I haven't
shy.
talked to her for a year, and we're doing
goodness.
I mean, I think we Snapchatted a little bit. But
Okay, yeah. Well,
Not
are
a
you going
lot.
to Praise and Harmony?
Yes.
See you there. And a wave.
One of the videos in Need that they recorded that personally touched my life during a struggle I was going through, one of the girls particularly, they zoomed in on her a lot, and she just was so into the song and how she felt, the emotion she brought to it. It encouraged me so greatly. And I actually met her here, and that was a really neat experience because it was just like, they're not like celebrities, but it's somebody that touched your life, and they might not have even known it. And I told her, like, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. Like, I'm there and I'm worshiping with you. She's like, I'm a stay-at-home mom too, you know? So it's kind of cool to think you might not know who's going to see it and who will be uplifted by it and encouraged and feel like they're connected a little more and being able to worship with other sisters in Christ.
The people you meet and like taking a trip with friends and just singing, and that makes my heart happy, singing. If I'm in a bad mood, I just sing.
I read a study the other day where it talks about how the music you listen to can literally shape your brain, and it shapes the way you go about your day and how you approach situations. It's really important what you have going on in your brain and what you have circulating through your mind, because it's going to be what you remember and what you live by. And I guarantee you there's pretty much no better words, no better tunes, no better anything than what you're going to get here to have going through your head. As a freshman in college, my beliefs have been challenged in good ways and in not so good ways by both my peers and just like the world around me. And I know that I need a solid foundation and I need good things going through my head. And honestly, Praise and Harmony for me has been pivotal. It puts us in a good mood, and yeah, it's not necessarily something that's traditional or what a whole lot of people my age listen to, but it's 10 times better than any of that stuff. It's, I don't know, I love it.
As a girl and as a high schooler, I spend a lot of time worrying about how I'm perceived by other people, and not what do they think about what I'm wearing, what do they think about how my hair looks today, like I could care less. But when it comes to how I'm treating people and how people see me, and if I'm really communicating the message of like I am a Christian and I'm a child of God and loving people the way I know best, I worry a lot about how people perceive that. And so the words of that bridge, I am chosen, not forsaken, I am who you say I am, you're for me, not against me, I am who you say I am, just kind of speaks to me, because it reminds me that no matter what anybody else thinks of me, what God thinks of me is what's most important. He has already told me who I am, and I don't have to worry about who I am in anybody else's eyes but His. And so it's a comfort for me. So that song has been really, really comforting.
The song You Say, I probably only recorded about 10 or 20% of it today because I can't get through the tears. I've heard that song on the radio. It's been out for a couple years now, and it never touched me like it has hearing these Acappella voices singing that message. That song has just spoke to my core of, you know what, it doesn't matter what others think. It doesn't matter what the world thinks. It doesn't matter what Satan has tried to whisper in my ear every day. That it only matters for what God thinks. He says I'm strong, He says I'm loved. And there's been that huge chunk of my life where I felt unloved, and where every time somebody would give me a compliment, oh, you're such a good person, or you're so talented, or you're such a nice guy, and Satan would be whispering in my ear, if they only knew the real you. That song, more than any, has touched me emotionally.
There's an experience here that is like no other. In the middle of the recording, after the recording, the connections that you make with people, it is indescribable, really. It's one of those things that's like, I'm looking forward to heaven whenever I come.
Last night I texted my husband, and we were going back and forth, and he was like, so it's so good. And I was like, it's so good. I love it so much. And he said, well, I'm really glad you went. And I said, I think I'm hooked. And he was like, oh, this isn't a one and done? I was like, I don't think so.
Today's actually my birthday, and like, this is where I wanted to be here. This is where I wanted to be to spend my birthday, if that shows you anything at all, because I could have gone home, I could have stayed at the beach in Malibu, but I wanted to be here instead, because it means so much to me.
As exhausting as it can be, I just leave on cloud nine and so filled with the Spirit and so refreshed that it just makes my whole year that much better.
The one and only purpose for why we're here is to praise. And the one and only purpose for why we're here is to sing for an audience of one. Because in church, we are told that we have an audience of one. But it is difficult to not care about what the people around you think or hear. But here it's very different because everybody wants to be here and everybody wants to sing. Everybody is singing for Jesus, and that's all that matters to them, and that's why they're there.
Everything I do, I work around praise and harmony. You know, vacation time, all that, because there is just nothing that I would rather do. The greatest joy I've ever known is praising Him in song.
Where else can you go to sing with 240 plus other people that are incredible singers and record songs that are going to go literally all over the world and help people learn music and learn harmony and encourage churches around the world? I mean, it's just such a great experience to be a part of.
Jump in. Come on. Plus, we need tenors anyway, so.
Do it. Come do it. It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it.
It'll be one of the most rewarding things you've ever done.
Praise and harmony means so much to me, and I love it so much.
He's not going to be able to use any of this.
It's just going to be on the outtake reel.
They're going to laugh at us.
I'm good at bloopers.
You don't have to be a perfect singer. That's not expected of you to be a perfect singer.
I'm never going to record a CD. No one's going to listen to a CD of me singing.
Truly do not have to be perfect.
We are insanely talented.
That's why I get set on the back.
We're both back row Joes.
Learn